Thump, 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 thump. What's up, everybody? And welcome to Squid School. Devi's usually first. She's pretty good at that. She's very preemptive. She's already ready to go. Yeah, like I said, she had it open for 10 minutes already. Hi, Jamie. I was just watching Kiver. So was I, as it turns out. We'll have to compare notes a little bit. Rediscovering music, awesome. Always good to do that. The Kiver, yeah, right. We totally got Kiver to be here in the voice call and everything, and he's gonna learn from me, you know. No, that's not what's going on. We're just grabbing some footage from him and studying it like good squids should. And hi, Smidge. All right, I gotta let the song drop one more time. Alrighty. Let's drop out of that. Kiver beat you in League or something and you just want an excuse to sass them back? No, I was actually sitting in Kiver's stream for a good amount of time and picked up on this particular match that I'm going to show you guys that I think there's quite a bit to learn from. Right, that trailer is it's up there as one of the best Splatoon trailers, period. I don't think there are many that beat that one for me. Granted, you know, I wasn't here as early on in the game's life cycle, so maybe some of the ones that feel dated now were extremely hype then, but oh man, it's an anime intro. It's so good. A little popping noise. That's Slack. That's on my end, guys, so don't worry about that. Just forgot to mute notifications. Always makes you jump. Sorry. Is it super loud? If it's super loud, I need to be more careful about that. I just figure, people probably don't have Slack up. Not a veteran player. I came in around the, I think it was like the 3-point-something updates. Back when, dualies were meta and parries. That's when I was starting to get into competitive. I was in the game for a little bit before then. I bought it in, I think, April of 2018. So the game had already been out for about a year when I first started playing. No, I've played Splatoon 1 for 2 hours, and that was after I'd played Splatoon 2 for over 1,000. It was just a fun little comparison. And then my cat chewed through the cord for my Wii U, so I wasn't actually able to do anything with that. So that's my sad, sorry tale. So let's play some Rainmaker, Manta, and Blackbelly. Avery will not be here able to join us today, so... and we also don't have somebody who is here to be VOD reviewed. So I'm just going to leave this this league lobby open. Whoever gets in here, gets in here. Yeah, Devi is too type A to mute notifs. Devi will bother herself with all of the notifs. Alright, there we go. That's actually everybody I expected was going to be here, and this is a pretty good mix. So, let's run it. All of you guys, if you would like to be in voice chat, I am sitting in the Bravous community Discord. I can drag you guys up. Hello, Chibi. Made another account to do Tony Kensa only. You'll have to get Kensa gear and weapon. Huh. That's an interesting challenge. I mean, you have access to both K-Pro and K-Shot. That's kind of all you need. It covers any map mode you would want to play. And then Kensa, I mean, you're going to get a lot of main power-ups. So I guess the best call there is to stick with K-Pro, because then you can just play an MPU K-Pro build, and it's likely to get MPU. Could also go K-Machine, it's just the gear wouldn't mesh with that quite as well.
Keep forgetting to actually change my name back from Real Gem, and it keeps just jump scaring me, because I'm like, wait, who's that?
Wait, who am I?
I almost joined this person, the DV person. I was about to join them instead of Gem at first, and now we're playing them.
Oh. Please. I didn't notice the names of the people that we were up against. Alright, here we go. Triple missile, of course.
And a lot of MPU.
Yeah, it's an MPU forge. You don't see those quite as often. Watch bunker flank.
I got one.
Okay, nice.
Oh!
Gross.
Oh! There's my jump scare for the day. On our bunker. Now they're flanking. Blaster.
I had to scratch my nose so I wasn't painting as much. Sorry, guys.
Throwing. I'll leave this.
Range is on top. They're jumping it over jump. Bombs in front. W doesn't have bombs.
No,
There we
but
go.
I can splat 3 of them, so does that work?
Yeah, I'll take that instead. Forge is in our street.
They backed up.
One looking at cuts, but not going there yet.
Okay, they went, the Forge went
There's
bunker,
one cut,
and there's
there
a
is one
flank.
cut.
Yep, there it is. I got him. We're good.
Nice. Okay, there's one on our bunker. I'm missiling, and I'm gonna rush
There
bunker.
are... Yeah, there's 2 of them. Here's armor for you. One went left. Boozler, come here. I see you. Boozler's gonna get
Force
me.
down,
They're one shot on the
nice.
left, though. There we go.
I'm gonna pick up and go. Or you can
I got
pick
it.
up, that works. Watch out for missiles.
Oh, blaster! They all came from the top left.
Yeah, didn't have an angle because of the missiles.
Yeah, we didn't
Blaster
have anyone
down.
bombing it either.
Forge down. K-shot, clam goal. They're weak.
Uh-oh.
Got the bamboo. I'm down to the K-shot. K-shot in front of Rainmaker. Good push, though. Okay, yeah, if you can take them out, then we can just jump in there.
Well, I took 2 of them out, but there's one on the...
Yeah, one on mass. They
We
jumped across.
we will have to dive for that at some point. TV went... Tried. It's gonna reset now. Oh, they
picked
took
it
it.
up.
And they're dead.
Which
There's a
is, yeah,
blaster's above me, I'm gonna die.
that was pretty
I'm
inevitable,
okay.
I think, once they picked it up.
I am okay somehow. Oh dear.
I tried.
I'm okay still. This Grim's trying to get me off. If we can just... Grim, can you get right below me?
I know. They're on the wall.
And there's
Got
a bamboo.
Bamboo got me.
I got the
nice.
Boozler, but the Rainmaker's
2 for 2.
resetting.
That's fine.
I'm gonna stay here. I won't be here for long, but I'm gonna stay here. Never mind. Oh! 2 their street and 1 elbow.
Got
Oh, one top left. Hi, Boozler.
Yeah, one
I'm
there
down.
cut.
Yeah, it was 1 shot.
Oh, the cut got me. On my ouch.
Yeah, that's behind Banky or Koru.
Jamie's really hitting me up for human school a lot in these streams.
Okay, Jamie's all about the facts. We know this.
I'm being pushed on our snipe, that's a fact. Ow.
Oh no! Yep, I am trying not to die here from Boozler shots from left.
Grim in our
Oh,
street.
Yeah, I can't let that get close to me. Okay.
Rainmaker down. There's still one down there. Nice.
Well, that worked.
Last one is bunker.
Yeah, they're just below it on the left. Bamboo's trying to come for this. Oh, I'm gonna die.
I'm just gonna drop
Good.
it off.
Good.
I was hoping we could let it reset, but it wasn't looking good.
No, the bamboo is close to getting 3 of us, which they did. I've got 2 watching me right now. Oh no. I got 1, but not the
Missling
Rainmaker.
2.
We got a bomb in front, or they're gonna get lead right here.
Well, we did not bomb in front of them.
No, we stayed to the right of them.
We
I
didn't.
very much need to swap off this because I am playing way too aggressively for what a pro can handle.
The other thing is that we didn't paint their feet. We definitely could have stopped them there if we had just painted in front of them. But it looked like the shots were missing behind them instead.
I got kills. I'm not sure what happened to the scoreboard there. I don't know. Maybe I'm mixing up games in my head. I swear I got like 3 kills.
Might be confusing them for assists. Well, no, it would have counted assists.
Assists would have shown too,
Yeah,
so just...
that's really weird. I don't know. I'm probably like misremembering or something.
Rainmaker and Manta, instead I have to play Camp and Walleye. Oof. Okay, so I don't think Camp Triggerfish is a bad map, actually. I think it's actually really interesting. And I'm in a minority in saying that, but
Except for tower
Walleye,
control.
I think Tower is really interesting. I really do. It plays different than every other mode, and so, you know, doing the same things as you do on other modes won't work.
Yeah,
but...
I guess the nice thing about Tower Triggerfish is that the meta actually kills like it's basically suicidal if you have those for Tower. You have to play off meta specials to get Tower to push.
But Walleye, I'm not going to defend. Walleye's
Walleye, no. I think I enjoy Rainmaker and Zones the most on Triggerfish.
Yeah, Clam Blitz is a slog. It's really hard
I feel
to
like it
score, but
just
then once
goes-
you score, you just own the entire map.
Yeah, it just goes one way really quickly. Charger
It's a lot
top
like
left,
Wahoo Tower.
3 left.
They just picked it up.
Yeah, I know. I can't get very far.
Charger watching left and 1 watching their cut. I have missiles ready to go.
Charger
Alright.
trying to jump snipe me.
I'm just gonna missile mid. They're all 4 are in mid. They're
Okay,
backing
well,
up to
Charger-
street now.
I got a
but-
Charger. One guy, the last guy's booyahing on the left. Throw it at me. He didn't throw it at
Him a
me.
couple
He's down.
times, nice. Let's get that and get it moving. 1 dropped on
Yeah.
me, Dapples. They are not keeping the range well. I'm down, but they're down.
Yeah, we have to pop the Rainmaker first.
Good job clearing
Oh,
elbow.
me!
It's
Ah!
just you. Jumping in. Good job. We got another one.
Should be KO.
Yeah, I just needed to wait for the Charger to fire a shot so I could get by.
Okay. Yeah, fair enough.
Hi, Trey Guy. Slaps. Nintendo are criminals if they don't bring Chirpy Chips. I agree. A Chirpy Chips fan is a friend of mine. Man. Can we skip to Splatoon 3's release date?
We're gonna be in the summer.
We gotta just... All we can do is spend the time getting good at Splatoon 2 so that we're cracked by the time Splatoon 3 rolls around. That's our solace here. We are the vanguard of Splatoon 3. We are the ones who stuck around long enough to not be scrubs on release. My worst fear is missing an important shot in Rainmaker. If you're a charger and you're the only person who's in position to defend against the Rainmaker, that's a failure on the part of the team. That's not entirely on you.
You know how much pressure that is? It's such a pain.
Yeah, it is not fun to be put in that position.
From someone who's played E-Leader on a few of the Rainmaker maps before in the past in competitive, it sucks. Got one.
Flanking.
Charger's watching the middle, so don't go too far or press it and make sure you get the kill. Nice.
Got the blaster. Charger's backed up to the left. We can go. Charger's watching me. I'm gonna missile them out of position. There's one on you, one on you.
I know.
I hit
Might be
him. They're
below
coming
me?
from behind. Very nice.
Two in front of me.
They did
Oh,
not
the
push in
right.
together, fortunately.
No.
Let me see if I can get this.
I'm
off you.
gonna
Got him.
die. Oh no, I'm okay.
Try slash in front. Try slash in front. Got him. One more. One more. Get him. They're flank around.
I did get him though, but I didn't
Yeah.
avoid his shots. Oh, it's
This might not
just...
be a good jump.
Yeah, I don't want to jump to that. Unless we can...
No
Follow
way
it while
they let me
coming
get
back.
away with this.
I don't
no
know how.
way they let me get away with that.
I am just watching this from afar here. I don't know how, but that happened.
Oh, I got two shots, but they got me. They're on our jigsaw.
Hit the blaster once. Someone else in mid. Caught that one. Oh, there they are! I knew they were here!
Last one spawning. They're on their teeth. Ah, that was a good play.
Charger's trying to snipe me. I got
Try to slash
52
their
in the
ledge.
Yes, blaster got me. We're done.
Okay, yeah, we're all down.
Chibi, just run. I was gonna say forward left if you had the opportunity to.
Let's see if they try and push our T here. Yeah, Rainmaker went alone. Got one, got two. I'm down. One sharking
She
mid.
got two. I can stall
Two in
pop.
mid.
Just, I got pop. Where you guys got it? Charger, three are there. Three are there. Bomb it if you can. Two of them went to the right side. Oh. No! Oh, blaster directed me. That made the...
Got the
that
blaster,
made the
but I
nuke
ran into a
explode.
Rainmaker shot. There's two there.
Okay. Bomb in front if we've got bombs.
There we go. Nice. 52 in front of me. They got me.
Mm-hmm. I'm just waiting. What? Oh, they did the ledge thing. That sucks.
Oh.
So the game glitched and did the ledge thing, so it went under the ledge, so I couldn't shoot it. So then by the time they came back up the ledge, it was lead. So then my shots would hit it. That was not fun.
So it doesn't even work to pre-fire it?
No, I was pre-firing it too. As soon as they swam for it, I pre-fired it, and it counted as if they were below the ledge.
One on right, 52. Careful.
I clipped
Nice.
it.
Chargers on left, I'm gonna rush him.
Who's
Blaster
got the
watching
hammer?
me, blaster.
Can we? Oh, there's a bucket behind me! There's a bucket behind me!
Bucket's weak, got him. Another one drops.
Okay, cool. Oh no.
Two. Well, let's see if I win. Nope.
Where are they gonna throw this?
Tri-slash coming right ledge.
I got the Rainmaker. Oh, there's the 52.
Gotta jump.
One mid. Blaster. Come here. I pushed him off to the right.
Yeah, he's the only one. They're rushing off to the right. I'm gonna save missiles for a second.
If we can...
Okay, blaster's still right sharking.
chargers looking at me on the left. Oh, there's one rushing mid. Oh, Bucket keeps flanking our half pipe. There was one in our half pipe just on our snipe, but they jumped back just now.
Okay, yeah, they were sharking before, so
We gotta make sure we have half pipe painted. Yeah. Okay.
2 on their T. We do need lead here.
Well, that's
3
gonna
in
be
front.
really hard with 2 down.
Got 1. Charger and blaster in front.
Jim, you're guiding me here as much as you can.
Blaster's jigsaw and charger is hill.
I'm being raided and missiled.
Not anymore.
There's a bucket by me though on the right.
One above, dropping
I'm in trouble. I'm in much trouble.
Then we can stand a chance against the level 1 pros. Being better with the scope charger, my aims get better, and I'm also being smart. Yay! Hooray for smart.
Does T-Tech compromise the comp too much, or?
Not necessarily. Just gotta make sure he picks it. I guess you do have armor from Devi to inkjet with. Usually whenever I use T-Tech, I have a teammate play a zap or something, but yeah, that can work. Just coordinate with Devi about when she's got armor, if you want it for your inkjet.
A lot of me wants to play Vanilla Hydra here, but just to help with comp, I'm playing the custom.
Slowly starting to you do the stretches.
This is going to be an interesting game, so... The charger's accurate, so make sure you have cover.
Oh, we know them? Okay.
Yes, it's Element R's charger.
Oh, okay.
One of the other chargers.
I was tempted to say which one because their roster is huge.
Yeah, no, it's not Barry, it's the other one. I can't remember the name though, but I recently played them in a tournament.
I got pincered right and left.
I'm just backing up because the charger spots me. Oh, we're gonna get pinched here if we don't guard one way. It's 1. That's 2.
Good stop, guys. Just the try.
Try might be sharking below. Yep, they are. They just threw a bomb. They're on the right side-ish. Here's armor.
Nice.
Top left charger, and
Do we want to take it? Oh, here, I'm missing this.
Oh, it's not
Ray is
Element
down.
R's charger. My bad, but I know that the charger's accurate there.
There's one coming right cut, and one their elbow.
Oh, the tries here.
Yeah, we didn't have numbers over there yet.
I fell off. I'm upset.
Blinks dropped down to you.
Got him.
Nice.
I'm not jumping over this because they have kill cam on me right now.
Charger down.
Yeah, I'm going.
No, got another one. One elbow. They dropped.
Help
Got
with
him.
the pro. Thank you. Oh, the bomb! No! Oh, I didn't see the charger's bomb. It's just the end. Doing pretty well. Although we're not gonna get it in time.
Yeah, grab it if you can. Okay. That's fine, that's fine. We can just kind of hold here. Stall it
Basically.
out. We are 1 down, so make sure we don't get rushed too hard, but... We have ground.
Charger's on the right.
I'm gonna shark left.
I hit
See if I can
charger
catch someone
once
getting
on the
too
right.
close.
Someone's underneath. Left
Try
here.
down.
There you go.
Missling their street, all three there.
Watch out for a booyah bomb.
One in mid, one in
Painted
mid,
it.
on
Left,
the plat.
left. Got it.
Nice.
They're 3 down.
Yep,
Nice.
I'm rushing it. Watch elbow for me. I'm going.
There is one on elbow. I got him.
Pro in left pit. We don't have to... Oh, okay, you were definitely...
Charger's
committed,
above
but-
me? Oh god, I'm being chased. Okay, use the ray. I'm missile. Okay, there's 2 on the left. Slingza and
Okay,
bucket.
I'm gonna try and go in at the same time as Banky here. Oh,
Oh,
he's
and
down
Charger.
too early.
I can't peek right now. There's a charger watching me. I did get one
Yeah,
though.
they're on left.
Oh dear, this is bad for me.
They're booyahing. That jump is probably dead.
They're trying to get me out. Pros on their bunker. I got it. Charger's right underneath of me, trying
Yeah,
to
I'm
snipe
trying
me
to
off.
bomb it.
I got the
Okay,
back up
nice.
here. On their bunker.
Try
Okay,
buck-
cool. I got it.
nice.
Woo.
One bunker.
I'm getting ink. Okay, they're gonna get specials and come in with that ray again as soon as they spot me. That ray's going on my face. Bunkers are sharking.
What? Nah.
That's
came
3
in from
down.
left. I shouldn't have paid attention to that. There's nothing I can do about bunker. Bombs in front, paint in front. Nice
I
stop.
might die to the booyah bomb. Oh, I did get one in return.
There's one in our
Holy-
pit, sharking.
I got one. Just the bucket that's behind.
They're down.
Yeah, cool, that's it then.
And then, I can still drop it out and we'll be safe. Is it 17 seconds?
They're on the left. Chargers down. Oh, no, pro, nope, nope, nope. Pro left, watch out for flank. Oh, they tried to get me off bunker. Fancy. 2 of them swam up bunker instead of grabbing Rainmaker. I'll take that.
Yeah, that's kind of important.
Javink, we didn't paint on bunker. It's just like, okay, where's this charger? Oh, hi, laser. That's in my face now.
Alright. Jamie says give a summary on a classical book of your choosing. So summary. Like, do you just want plot? Because that doesn't sound like the thing that I normally talk about with those. Are you looking for like an analysis? Are you looking for like a brief like elevator pitch for one of them? I think like a quick like here's why you should read this might be cool. Analysis. All right. I'm gonna recommend Portrait of the Artist as a Young Man by James Joyce. I think it speaks more to some people than others, just because a lot of it depends on being able to at least empathize with the main character, and some people have trouble with that. But it's a very cool kind of stream of consciousness sort of story, at least at the beginning of it, where we talk about like the development of a person from a literal baby into an adult artist. Okay, you want to pick
The
up?
leader had some
Oh,
guts.
there's another one above.
Yeah. I
Above,
know,
above.
but I can't shoot it
Got
with a
him.
Rainmaker. They're jumping up there, by the way. Nice. Paint their bunker with something. Oh dear, there's a leader on my left. Oh, they're on their bunker.
Yep. Traded. I like Portrait of the Artist because it portrays people as flawed and having thoughts that don't go in logical directions all the time.
That's a bad jump.
I'm alive.
How?
They shot someone else. Well, that was not the
You were
explosion I was
saying-
expecting to see. That wasn't the charger at all that got me. It was the Rainmaker explosion. Don't you sass me. On my own show, too.
I can have a little fun, right?
So...
Oh no. Oh, we're all in this spot. This is bad. It's just a leader.
I think one of the cool themes of that text is
Leaders
that...
on their bunker with jumps.
Yeah, I'm watching.
Here.
Is that sometimes people come to the right conclusion for the wrong reasons. The way that he was
Think
brought up
forward,
might not have
whoever's
led
left
him
alive.
to develop that philosophy, but he did.
Leader's going on the wall.
Leader down.
They're masked.
One mast, yeah.
And right in front of me. Oh dear. Okay.
Not
Cool.
down.
Just trying to swim.
Nice. Have you ever just fired a charger shot in some random place and got a kill? It was just all the time.
Oh, hold on. I have the best clip on my channel for that. I was 1v1ing Wing years ago, and I was a charger, and Wing was just kind of rolling around in ink, okay? I randomly fired a shot just to paint, and I hit him. And it was the most like, hold on, wait, what? Out of everywhere, one person, and you're here? If I can find that clip, I will post it. But that was so long ago, and it is the best clip ever.
Jamie, you'll probably get a kick out of the first page of that novel in particular. It is unorthodox, to say the least. And Joyce isn't the first person to do, like, stream of consciousness kind of writing. Virginia Woolf, for example, is another kind of proto stream of consciousness writer, and there's some other people who are credited to it, but I think he's someone who's very famous for it. It's one of the things that makes a work like Ulysses so great once you actually, like, understand anything that's being said. Dubliners actually is a more accessible version of it. That doesn't require you to, be doing research on every sentence. That might be a little bit of a turnoff to a new reader.
Oh, is this it? I think I found it. Oh, I found it. This is so old. This is a 3-year, like, this clip was from 3 years ago. I'll post it in chat in a second. If you're cool with that. Seeing this randomly hit charger shot from 3 years ago.
Brush, weak on right. Got him. I'm getting pushed by the blaster.
They're all on their T.
Right, and they're
I
gonna
got
be
one.
forced to back up now. One left ledge. Good bomb. Beautiful. Getting up there. Traded just the 52, and they should be respawning. Nice.
They're right by me!
We didn't stop them. Oh no.
Oh, what's this tag? Oh, it's gonna bother me the whole time now because I recognize it, but I don't at the same time.
Missling the ray. Oh. I didn't even see the booyah until it was right. in my
Rainmaker's
face.
down.
On T.
Okay. I splatted rice. Does that mean we can
Ow.
cooked it if we splat it?
Don't get cooked. That's
Got
two
two of
down.
them.
Just Rainmaker and one other.
They're going right.
It's fine.
Oh, there's a hammer here. Oh dear, there is a hammer here that I can't hit the last shot on.
I'm down a
behind.
hammer. There's still one here. Still pushing ahead of it.
Uh-oh.
Still pushing ahead of it.
Got the Rainmaker, but not the 2 to gold.
Ah, hammer and gold. Unfortunate. So in that situation where the Rainmaker dies and the only person next to it was like a frontliner, it's a really common play for that frontliner to push ahead of the Rainmaker shield. Because what a lot of defenders will do is assume that the frontliner is going to do, you know, the safe thing and just sit back and paint it. And so then they can catch that defender out going to try and paint the shield themselves. And that's exactly what happened there. It's a very common... brushes always do this sort of thing where they take advantage of you thinking that they're going to play safe. Like... They have a lot of, like, hard reads that they'll try and do on people's movement so they can sneak close up enough to get a pick. Oh, I was clicked by Dan. I miss Dan.
Oh, I haven't heard from Dan in a long time. The last time he typed in your server, it was like so stoked that he typed there. I'm like, oh my god, Dan's there. Dan, where have you been? The author of the WBG fanfic.
WBG being West Broadway Grillers, the former name of The Grillers, which is Devi's team. There's a little bit of lore we gotta backtrack to get there. Was this the one that will determine power?
Yes.
All right, cool. Right on schedule then.
That's an interesting comp. Double Ray, Rain, and Bomb Rush.
Chargers around the corner with ballpoint.
Yeah, there's 3 on the
About the
left-ish.
same angle. I'm just gonna flank over bunker. I
One
don't
on
think
bunker.
they're
There's
watching
one on our bunker. They're
this.
one
I'm
shot.
down to a bomb. There's
Thank
a bomb.
you.
I was like, I don't think they're watching this, and then I run right into him and he's watching me.
I got the 52. You're not allowed to go there.
Fair button.
There's one on the
One
right.
right plat.
You can probably pinch it in that corner. I didn't mean to fall.
I was gonna go up over the right side, but then I messed up my platform. Okay, one far left that Debbie's shooting at,
Ooh,
and I'm
yeah,
gonna missile,
they-
and I'm gonna grab.
They just full on retreated. Oh, they jumped to the one on bunker. Or not the one on bunker, but there are 2 in their street.
They weren't really watching right side there.
No, I don't have any ink.
One in their street.
Oh no, why do I keep falling? I don't want to fall.
Charger fell. There were 3 there. I should have dropped. Should have at least called for someone to push in with me. So 3 in their street. Don't go in alone.
There's someone right below me. On the left now. Oh, I pushed 2 to left wing, but the Charger's shooting me off bunk. Nice bomb. Charger's weak. They popped it, but I got the bomb rusher.
Flanking their street. Ray down.
Dodging the Ray, thank you. They're 2 down. One's coming out top left. Ball point. If we can hold that right side, I'll pop it, take it over.
There's several there.
Oh, yeah.
That wasn't the Ray that I was missing. I thought it was.
Nice.
The 52.
They do have a beacon on the left side, so they might come in on that side
52 is
more
left.
often. Remember
They got
the
me.
two aggressing right now. We don't have objective control. Yeah, I couldn't help you there, GB. No one could.
I shouldn't have stayed that long.
Yeah.
Just figured I'd
Just
skirmish
because we
for as
didn't.
long as I
Yeah,
could.
it's okay. Ray's on me. Just trying to escape
Oh,
it.
that didn't actually hit it.
I'm alive.
Bomb rush on
Ball-
right. Charger
point.
watching right as well. Careful.
Okay, 12 points left of the two. They might flank. That's what's happening. Oh no,
The second ray.
got one. We're good.
I'm going left.
I splatted a sweater. It wasn't warm enough. Someone's on the right. I got him.
Okay.
What the?
Just
Charger
you-
playing risky.
There's
There's one above my
bunker.
head.
Bunker.
Yeah.
Coming around behind.
Well, I have Rainmaker locked on the left right now. But that's a good thing. I just don't want to get pushed on
Solo
bunker
missiling
here.
Rainmaker.
Oh yeah, someone's below bunker on the right wing now.
Got
Oh
one.
no, they went back left wing. They went back left. Oh, Charger! Oh.
I tried to stop them, but they'd already hit you.
Yep.
Get out of there, Banky, if you can. Or Koru. I don't know where that is. One air clam goal.
No,
Back
they're
up
still
the
in
street.
street.
Got him. 12 point on me.
I got him. Let's make sure Charger doesn't push up. There we go. Rainmaker's back in mid. They're the
They're
only one.
last. They're backed up to left. Someone help push Rainmaker.
I'm trying to help get the other one off of you. Oh no. There we go. Oh, I don't like these bursts.
They're bomb rushing on left flat.
Yeah, it's down. Is one on the right somewhere
12
here?
point street.
No, they're not.
12
Okay.
point down. Traded. I can't even pick it up, can I?
Nope, I'm shooting at the
Charger's
barrier. Charger was the only one shooting at the barrier, and then the last of my shots hit it.
Alright, cool.
Yeah, see, it was the most random snipe ever.
Alright. Oh, I like how you've got the the Squid Eye t-shirt, Chibi. That's a shirt that I own IRL.
Oh, come on, Power. Why you do this?
Oh. Ah.
Two-
1999.
2,000 is arbitrary.
Imagine
It's
it's
fine.
0.9. Imagine it's 0.9 though.
Yeah.
It actually is 0.9. That's really funny.
I hate that.
All right.
He
That's
hates the Squid
atrocious.
School people.
So I'm going to take a quick break here, and I'll be right back with the VOD review for the Kiver footage that I've got.
Give it
So
footage.
I will I'm just gotta go take care of something really quick, but I'll be right back. So thanks for joining us for League, everybody, and we'll see you guys in just a minute. Yeah. Starting soon, and yeah, you know what? We'll just go with we'll be right back. There. See, it was like that the whole time. It's perfect. So, here we are. So this is a video of a player that I have highlighted quite often in the YouTube videos. So for those of you who found us from the YouTube channel, which is like a lot of you, you should be at least familiar with this player in name. This is Kiver. Kiver is a French player. He is one of the best players in the Western scene. Consistently very, very high X powers. I think he averages peaks of something like 2,800. And he's played on so many of the top teams, you know, lots of major wins. So kind of knows what he's talking about, you know. Now, I'm not going to be playing much of the audio of this because there is some cursing. We want to kind of keep it as family friendly as we can. I know we've had some people on the show, you know, who are parents of like 7-year-old kids. We want everyone to be able to watch it and not have to worry about getting in trouble with their moms. So we're going to keep it muted for most of it. But I have watched it a couple of times, and I remember a number of the things that Kiver is going to say, and I'll try and relay them as much as I possibly can. I'll kind of be Kiver's anger translator, if anybody remembers that sketch. He gets mad at these solo queue players for messing up, and I will translate that in a way it's a little bit more constructive than swearing at him. So that's not most of what he does. There's just a couple of moments, but here we go. So I think this is actually the end of the match that we're going to be watching. So let me back it up just a little bit. Should be about here. Yeah, there we go. All right. So he ends up with a comp that he immediately complains about, which is K-Pro, Vanilla Slosher, the Booyah Arrow Spray, Bronze Arrow Spray, it's PG, and the Splat Roller. In comparison, there are a whole bunch of meta weapons on the other comp. Like this is a comp that you would totally see like a top team just run unedited there. So let's talk about the comps for just a second. We got Double Booyah, Splashdown, and Missiles. So the Bucket, I think, is a pretty good choice for this map mode, all things considered. It's a good Slayer weapon for them to have. It's not fantastic at painting. And I should clarify, there are some weapons that they paint, but they just run out of ink really quickly. And then there are some weapons that just don't paint enough. So like blasters, they just don't paint enough. Rollers, most of them just don't paint enough, the short range ones. And they need someone else to paint for them. The Bucket, each slosh paints pretty well, and if it were to never run out of ink, it would be fine. The problem is that it runs out of ink pretty quickly. Same issue really with the K-Pro. It's not that the K-Pro like paints badly while it has ink, it's more that it runs out of that ink quickly. The Hydra is another example, an extreme example of this, where you paint extremely well while you're firing. It's just that you then have to charge up for like 3 full seconds before you can fire again. And in those 3 seconds, something like an NZAP is still painting the whole time. And so it doesn't make up for it that way. So when we talk about paint, in splat zones, which of those are we really referring to? Well, in splat zones, in neutral, if everybody plays it super well and nobody actually gets picked or goes down and they're all taking safe positions, you're kind of going to be able to paint until one side or the other runs out of ink. And then whoever runs out of ink first loses the zone, basically. And you can kind of stagger it a little bit by having like one teammate refill ink while the other one's firing and, you know, go back and forth. But eventually, in sum total, you're going to run out of ink. then you're going to lose the zone. So we've got a number of weapons on the purple side here that are going to run out of ink. Now, the one saving grace potentially is that we have an arrow spray, which paints a lot. But the problem with an arrow spray, especially on a map like this, is that it doesn't really have a place where it can stand, that it's not going to be threatened. I'm going to really quickly pull up a map here. That diagram is for later. But I'm going to pull up Blackbelly zones to show... Okay, go away, circle. You are not needed yet. And we're going to zoom in just a little bit so that we can see this a little better. So the thing I don't like about the arrow spray on this map in particular, besides the fact that it is an arrow spray and that's a meme, is that let's say this is our arrow spray, okay? And they've just rolled out... Oh my goodness, that is not what I am intending to do. And they've just rolled out from spawn, and they're trying to paint the zone, right? Let's say they stand here. Well, you put even something like a pro on this spot right here, and the arrow spray is not allowed to exist anywhere near the zone. If the arrow spray gets close enough to the zone in any direction to be able to paint it, they're just going to get shot from top mid, and there's no cover or anything they can really use to shield themselves from that. So maybe the best that they've got is like sitting here and maybe peeking around the edge and trying to paint or something. I don't know. It can't really stay there for very long. Now, this particular arrow spray has burst bombs, which is the best option it has to dislodge someone from here. But like, okay, let's say you put a charger here. Oh no, I got hit in the face with 60 damage, you're dead. So... not great for painting the zones, actually. Your best bet is, like, I guess maybe if you get down onto the zone and you're just playing around difficult angles to hit and being a nuisance down here, but you definitely need someone else watching so that you don't just get pushed or someone doesn't, like, drop a bomb down on you or something. So it's still not great for painting the zone. And then... every other weapon is just really slow at painting, whereas they've got an NZAP, which is going to paint really well consistently. They've got a 52, which is going to paint really well consistently. They've got a K-Machine, which is going to paint really well consistently if it's got fizzy bombs that it's trying to spam. The main weapon itself isn't that great at painting, but the fizzy bombs are fantastic for capping zones. And then a Tri-Slosher is just there to murder everybody over ledges. That's kind of what its job is. So this is a really nice comp because you've got 3 weapons that can paint pretty darn well on the zones, and then 1 weapon that's mostly just there to slay. The K-Pro wants to be the 1 weapon that's just there to slay. The Bucket also probably wants to be the weapon that's just there to slay. The Roller wants to be the weapon that's just there to slay. None of these weapons are going to paint super well for each other, except for the arrow spray, and it's not great at doing anything else, including fighting, which it needs to be able to do to stay in place to paint. So Kiver's not super happy with this comp, and voices just that it's a generally bad comp. That's my interpretation of why I think it is a particularly bad comp for this map mode. The special distribution also isn't great. I mean, I guess they both have a splashdown. This weapon, if anything, is probably the one that's best suited to splashdown because it's has a lot of chip damage that it can throw down to combo with it. And it can kind of keep you at arm's length so that you're finishing kills off with like the indirect damage, and a frontline weapon might actually not be able to reach you in time to cancel your splashdown. But otherwise, we've got double armor, which is going to keep them alive and keep them in the fight for longer. Which is going to be really annoying because they're going to be hard to dislodge. They're going to be hard to displace from painting the zone, which is where they want to be. And then they've got a Booyah Bomb to flush people out of key positions. And a wall to also wall people out of key positions. So, yeah, kind of rough compared to Double Booyah, which doesn't actually paint super well. Missiles is good, but also... I don't think it's going to be quite as impactful against a team comp with double armor. So the other thing I wanted to talk about here before we really get started with this is Booyah Bombs. Because this is really just a common issue that why do we have Salmon Run maps? That's interesting. This is a really common issue that I see... I guess that makes sense. A really common issue that I see people misunderstanding about the Booyah Bomb in general. So I'm gonna. That's not what I want. Let's just do this. So this is more or less the size of a Booyah Bomb. I might be a little bit off, but that's kind of how big it is. What a lot of people try to do with Booyah Bomb in Splat Zones is use it as a painting special. And if that's the way you're going to use it, I argue that you're not getting as much benefit out of it as you could be. A lot of people are like, okay, well, this Booyah Bomb is big enough to fill the whole zone, so I should just paint the zone with it, and then we get the cap for free. And I want to illustrate what's wrong with that thinking in the training mode before I go into looking at it on a map. Because you actually don't get that much paint in that radius, in that circle there. I don't know why I'm putting on my gear. I don't need that for just firing a special off here. So I'm going to farm special on the right-hand side, and then I'll throw it on the left so that you can see the shape it makes of ink. Oh, I'm out of ink. LOL. Let's fix that, and then go back to farming ink. Okay. Cool. So I have not painted anything else here yet. Let's look at this. So you see all these gaps in it? This isn't actually complete paint coverage at all. There are a lot of holes in it. On top of that, it doesn't all go down at once. This isn't like a lethal bomb. It's not like a splat bomb where, boom, everything painted all at once. This is all going down bit by bit. So what you can often do, because think for a second in your head about how long it takes for a Booyah Bomb to go out. Let's say I'm just playing a junior. Let's say I'm the enemy junior player. And a Booyah Bomb goes out in front of me. So that's about the same amount of paint that just went down from a Booyah Bomb. And I put it down in about the same amount of time. And I probably could have done it slightly better if I were a junior player that knew, you know, the painting pattern, the spam spray sort of thing where they do this. So all you really need to counter a Booyah Bomb, if it's just used for painting the zone, is one weapon that paints okay. Doesn't even have to be that great. Looking at the zone at the same time. So actually I'll switch back one more time just to make my point here. So if you put the Booyah Bomb here, and let's say we've got, you know, people here, maybe like one over here or something, and basically the same thing mirrored over here. So all it takes to counter this is one guy on their side who is painting over the top of that. And the zone will not cap, you will make no progress, you will have wasted a special. The way that I always tell people to use the Booyah Bomb in zones is this. Yeah, maybe part of it is painting the zone, but what you do when you do something like this is you force these two players to make a choice that they don't want to make. They either have to back up to the point where they are irrelevant in the fight, or they have to be pushed forward by the Booyah Bomb onto the zone where they're closer to your teammates than they want to be. If you do this, let's say they both back up. Let's say they play it safe. Now you have two people rush in and take out this guy, or even three people. And you have one person painting over the zone, because the half of the zone that they have the easiest access to is still covered by the Booyah Bomb, and now you can paint your side of the zone, which they really can't get to very easily. And now you're a player up, they're out of position, you're in good position to push because you've got someone down, you've got all of this paint over here so that now your frontliners can rush in and start making plays because they have a runway. there's a lot of good stuff that happens when you zone them out like that. But if you just throw it on the zone, you go back to neutral, but you're one special down. So I want to see more people using like zoning booyahs. Booyahs that are designed to put people in difficult positions where you can get picks on them. And that's something that we'll be seeing Kiver do with his K-Pro here. So let's get back to looking at Kiver, shall we? Okay, so one of the big takeaways that I had from this match from Kiver is the way that he is very disciplined about keeping his range relative to his opponents. He knows exactly where he can stand on the map and be safe. So let's go to the map this is actually being played on and just clear everything away. I want to show why he's taking this position that he's in right now, because he stays in this position for a lot of time in this match, and I want to point out a probable reason that he's doing that. So he's hereabouts on the K-Pro. So what does this let him do? Well, unless it's like a backliner that takes top mid over here, nobody actually has the range to hit him. And in fact, they don't have a backliner on their team. So there's not a single weapon on the enemy team that can actually push Kiver any further back than this position without dropping from top mid. And as we'll see later, dropping from top mid is a terrible idea because here they have height advantage over him. Here, he can't actually shoot them. But he does have the range to hit directly below. So I'm kind of coloring in his range here. He can do about this. That's maybe a little far out onto the zone, but this is kind of what he has control over. So as soon as anybody drops, he can hit them right away. And he can hit them before they can hit him. He's the longest ranged weapon in the game right now. So he's willing and able to abuse his range from here. If he needs to back up, he has a hill he can back up onto. And so if he backs up, let's clear some of this scribbling out. If he backs up and ends up, oh my goodness, I'm not a fan of that. So if he backs up and ends up on the hill back here, now anybody who's trying to push him in this direction, he has height advantage over. He can hit them even sooner because he's backed up further away. And you know, if they really try to push him all the way out, if they just keep going, he can back up onto their snipe. He can back up into their half pipe if he really wants to. He can just jump out. So this is a really annoying position for him to take because they really can't dislodge him very easily. And he does have important shots on anybody who tries to get down in this area. If somebody isn't watching the zone enough, then he can move to about here. And now he can meaningfully be putting paint on the zone. Also, if he does get the opportunity to push up, if they go significantly down, he can push straight to their T as fast as he can anywhere on the map from here. Just straight line through his own ink, because he's going to be painting his own zone before he ever wants to be anywhere near here. And he can gain access to this position. This T area is what I call it right here from there. So I think that this positioning is really smart. And watch the way where he will not approach enemy ink until he knows it's safe. He always knows everybody that's anywhere near his radius. He knows how close they are to him, and if they get close to him, he will back up. He's not gonna just try and out top player them. He's not gonna go and try and just take a 1v1 and beat them because he can. He's respecting his opponents more than that. He is waiting for them to rush into him or for him to be able to arrange a pick. And he's only really going to start to try and make plays if his teammates are pushing in with him or if he's got a special or something to work with. So he paints this up a little bit, and he's going to come and try and take this flank route. He's probably not going to try and, push top mid in neutral, but if he maybe drags someone away from it here, he might be able to get something going. You know, if you threaten this flank, you're going to draw eyes over to the right, and that might give his teammate time to push the zone. So that's one flank that you can do, especially at the beginning of the game where nobody even has the zones yet, and it might give you an opportunity to cap them. What he does here is called pre-firing. It's something that I've talked about before, but he's going to sit at this angle, and he's going to fire at this angle, knowing that his opponent wants to come around the corner. And if his opponent does come around the corner, they're going to get shot before they can even land a single shot on him. Now, the length that he does this is ridiculous, and he's on The Voice making fun of this player for wanting to push this angle too hard. Look at how long he holds fire here. You can see that he's shooting there, right? And his opponent is probably like, okay, I can go now that he stopped shooting because he's been shooting at this for too long, but he just swims up. They're not ready for it. They should not be pushing in at close range against a shooter anyway. Like, this is a sloshing machine. They should want to keep their range the way that I was talking about the Caper wants to keep its range. So he just kind of capitalizes on this player being a little bit too willing to rush forward at him, and he gets a pick from that. Now, he comes up here and actually gets beaten here. He doesn't keep his range in that one instance. This is one of the only times that we'll see him lose a 1v1 in the match, because if we look at the map, he is in... I do not like this. Why is it so difficult to just move it around? So from this position, if he backs up any further, he doesn't have shots on an NZAP who is right here. He has to hit up over a ledge, and the fall off is just not going to be reliable at all. So if he wants to hit shots on somebody who's on T, he has to push up this far, and the NZAP recognizes that, and the NZAP takes advantage of it by closing into their own attack range and being able to just land shots on Kiver at the same time that he's able to land shots on them. And the kill times are pretty comparable. NZAP ends up being able to dodge around a little bit. It is a faster weapon. It had a little bit more room to work with. So that was actually not a great position that Kiver found himself in. He does get a pick for it, so it's just a one-for-one trade. But, you know, in a situation where you need picks over the other team to be able to hold the zone, you could probably look at this as a win for the orange team, especially with the rest of purple team being down. Okay, so he actually loses his first engagement. Now here, this is a moment that Kiver will talk about a lot later. Like after the match is done, you'll see him actually clip this in the upper left, because he talks about this at some length. So I'm going to back up just a couple of seconds here to talk about why he didn't like that push that just happened. So right here, the Tri-Slosh pushes up and gets a pick on this player who is trying to stay behind bunker. And this is a good play because the Tri-Slosh can shark in a whole bunch of annoying places and slosh up over ledges in ways that it's hard to predict. So they get a couple of shots here, they get the pick, and now Kiver says, okay, this guy's one shot, so why is he still here when I get there? What this Tri-Slosher should be doing is healing. We talk about healing in the S Plus video. He should just be preventing himself from dying. He got his pick. The other team is one down. They don't have the painting power or the pushing power to aggress the zone. There is no way that we are not at an advantage because of this pick unless I get traded for it. So just back up, get healed back up, regroup, be ready to push in again. But what he does instead is he tries to push forward more. He kind of makes almost the same mistake that Kiver does in that he gets one pick and he's like, okay, now I want more. And he pushes forward, and so now he's in range of Kiver. Kiver points out, we have a pro and we have a roller. With an MPU K-Pro, something with like 49.9 damage or 49.8, I think it is, or, you know, it is 49.9. This player is one shot. Literally one shot from the K-Pro will take this player out when they're damaged that badly. And there's also just a roller, which is always a one shot unless you have armor. So pushing any further into enemy ink at this point is just such a huge risk that it's probably better off. You're probably better off just kind of backing up, looking for where the other players are coming in. You probably could have spotted Kiver coming if he had backed up and looked. Get your health back, and maybe throw a burst bomb and start to work your way in with teammates instead of just holding forward without any support. Then on top of that, after this player goes down, this player rushes in. And granted, the Booyah Bomb is displacing them a little bit, but this player already went down. They know they have no support here. If a Booyah Bomb is going out, they should be playing a little bit safe, knowing that there are still 3 opponents up, and that one of them at least is close enough to have splatted their teammate from a pretty far range. So 2 of them go down, even though the Tri-Slosh initially made a really good play, taking this guy out. Because they're just trying to push up too fast. Something that Kiver does a lot, and that top players in general you'll see do a lot, is after they get a pick, they'll often pause and collect more information before they push up more. Unless they have callouts telling them, no, we need to go now, we need to go now, they'll generally like try and collect information first and then make a play. And that's what would have saved either of these 2 players, is determining what the situation was before they tried to do anything too aggressive. And he gets a pick with the bomb, which probably shouldn't have happened. I think this player clings to their top mid a little bit too hard here. This player has to see at this point that they have nobody in front of them and that they're just going to get rushed, right? The first thing that's going to happen as soon as these players get in range is that they're going to throw a bunch of bombs. So you need to give yourself an escape route that gets you away from the bombs. And here, you know, they spend too much time. They're trying to throw this wall, which isn't even going to land on top mid, and then they get splatted by the bomb. Lots of mistakes there. And now purple team is able to just take control basically for free. So now Kiver is in this really strong spot where he's got height advantage. He throws out a bomb to flush people out from any positions they may be sharking in. And now he knows that this player is going to rush him, but he's got Booyah Bomb to protect him. Otherwise, he probably wouldn't have stayed forward as much. Because top mid was already painted. His feet were painted. Oops, that is not the right key. There we go. Boom. Notice how he's holding the Booyah Bomb here, right? Zone, for example, is not capped. He could have thrown that on the zone to cap it. It would have stayed capped for about 2 ticks, and then he would have dropped down and got splatted by the Tri-Slosher. He needs to be using the Booyah Bomb to zone the Tri-Slosher away so that he's safe when he lands. And he's waiting to see what the opponents do and what his teammates do in response to that. Also, him just sitting here, this is a huge zoning threat. If he's here with the Booyah Bomb ready to go, the opponents can't commit to anything yet, because as soon as they commit, the Booyah Bomb's going down there and they're dying. They need to be in a position that they aren't super committed to, that they could run away from. They need escape routes. So that's preventing them from pushing in quite as far, and he's trying to take advantage of the fact that he's got teammates up who might be able to push in with this. This Booyah Bomb ends up working out really well. He zones someone out of a place he doesn't want them to be at, so let's watch exactly where that ends up falling. So he sees that there are a couple that seem to want to be retreating to the left, that this is their escape route. So he quickly turns, and notice how he only throws it there after he's been aiming over here. He's been looking over here. Smart players will watch the Booyah Bomb player, watch where they're facing so that they can get an idea of where the bomb is going to go. So kind of like a charger who's hiding their laser, he's looking someplace else and then at the last second throwing it back here. So now this is the direction they've generally been backing away to. Now they're forced forward. And because this guy's forced forward, he knows what angle they're going to take. He knows exactly where they're about to run to, and he's able to pre-fire them on that spot. So you can see here, they might have stood here, but he threw a bomb there, and they might have backed up, but the Booyah Bomb was there. So the combination of the Booyah Bomb and the Splat Bomb forces them to the right, and the missiles are also going down on top of him, and that's how Kiver knows he's going to keep swimming, and he's able to just pre-fire and get the easiest pick of his life. This was the player that beat him in the 1v1 earlier, remember? But like I say in the videos, you use specials to turn a situation in your advantage, to stack the deck in your favor so that the fight is easy. this is the kind of splat that you're going to see a lot of top players go for because it's easy. And if you give it to them, they have a very, very high percentile chance of not messing that up. All right. So now he knows that this area is clear because these players have gone down relatively recently. The one player who has spawned in time is way over here on the left. And so he's taking away the rails so that they can't as quickly move over to the left-hand side. And then he backs up just a little bit. He notices that someone's jumping. So the player has snuck around on the left, and now he turns around. He's maybe being a little bit cocky staying here. You can hear him saying something like, what, doesn't anybody want to play with me, Sniff? You know, he's making fun of them a little bit. But he gets maybe a little bit overzealous, because at this point, there are at least 2 opponents that could be cutting him off from his teammates. But they also don't know he's here. Now they know he's here, and now he knows he has to back up, but he knows that they're going to want to push him in this direction. And once again, he actually loses the fight from that angle. So that's something, again, his weapon's range is not quite long enough, or it's not that it's not long enough, it's that the position he's putting himself in there, he can't hit them before they can hit him, and the K-52 is going to splat a little bit faster, so he loses to that, and now his team is down, and he's lost control of the zone. And it is at points like these where a lot of people will be like, oh, I splatted Kiver, oh man, I'm so good. Hold on. Game's not over yet. Make sure that you're keeping your wits about you and continuing to play smart. So this guy, they actually have armor, so I guess if there's a time to be making a solo play like this, it's now, but he doesn't really have enough support from his teammates. There are too many people who can take off angles on him, and Kiver just kind of dodges around him and wins the 1v1 here. Let's see, so the NZAP's somewhere around here right now. You'd think, at least with the bomb going over the top, that the NZAP would recognize, oh shoot, he's right here, and not go for it. I guess he is already aiming in this direction, but he's already up over the wall. And Kiver does a really good disengage there. He dodges a little bit to throw the NZAP's aim off. I think they're already missing by the time they come up over the top. They didn't have their aim set in time. Like, that first shot definitely misses. There's, like, 3 shots that miss. And then as soon as one shot hits, Kiver has already moved over to the right. So almost every single shot the NZAP fires there misses. Part of that is a really good swim strafe by Kiver. Part of that is just they were a little bit overzealous with rushing that fast. Now, this is actually a really good play from the Tri-Slosher. The Tri-Slosher throws a burst bomb, which forces Kiver in one direction, and then they do pretty much the same thing that Kiver did, where you use something that zones your opponent out to put them exactly where you want to be shooting at them. So he gets this pick, and then burst bomb goes down, I believe, to like right on top of him, forces him to the left. Tri-Slosher already has a shot in the air, already knows that Kiver needs to move to the left, and shot, he's already down. If you shoot up into the air with a slosher and then aim further down and shoot directly at someone, those 2 shots hit at almost exactly the same time. I'll show you that in the training room really quickly. Oops, there we go. So I need to switch weapons really fast. Slosher. I just need any slosher. There we go. So the trick is you aim up and then right at them. So something like this. See how those shots almost hit at exactly the same time? I think that's what the Tri-Slosher is doing here. I think they're hitting one of these so that as soon as any damage lands on Kiver, he doesn't actually have time to swim strafe away. Like, he needs to be reacting to the first shot instead of getting hit with the first shot, being able to move, and making the second shot miss. If the first shot hits, the second one's probably going to hit too, because his feet are already painted. There's no way that he gets out of it. So I believe that's some tech that Slosher player is using, which is really well done. This is a great play from the try here. Takes Kiver out of the equation, is able to maintain the zones, and because of pretty much that play, they are able to get the lead here. Okay, so we're 1-1. I mean, Roller has Splashdown, which doesn't super matter, but they do have a Tri-Slosh that has armor. So this is a relatively neutral state for both teams right now. Kiver is going to try and keep the zone neutral, and then he recognizes that this player on the left is standing still. And one of two things have just happened. So he sees this player, they pop armor. This player's just gone down. It seems like this player is either standing still to taunt them in the kill cam or is clipping it. Kiver's guess was that they're clipping the kill they got on this guy. He's just not doing anything. He's not moving, and he just takes all of those shots in the back and goes down. Don't do that, kids. Terrible idea. Premature celebration. So Kiver just takes this zone, sees that the only two people in the game that he has to worry about are over on this side, because there's someone that Roller is clearly fighting here. Takes that. This player goes down, and there's still more ink going down, so he knows that there's someone over here. And then it looks like someone just jumped in, I think. Yeah, because the K-52 was down before, and it looks like they jumped to their teammate here. Right there. You can see that coming from the air. And I think as a Splatoon 1 vet, Kiver's probably better than most at like paying attention to the sky. Like in Splatoon 1, you would actually like look up to see where people were super jumping to, because stealth jump, which was absolutely busted in that game, stealth jump was a lot stronger than it is in this game. And so one of the surest signs that someone was on their way was to actually just look up into the sky and see them flying toward it. Someone flashing down across the screen like that, it's short, but I think Kiver probably notices and knows that there are two people here. Drops the bomb, realizes, okay, I don't actually want to be here right now. Nobody actually pre-fires his escape route, so he gets away scot-free, and he's able to just get back to his favorite position over here that we were talking about earlier. He doesn't quite have the angle to shoot this guy off the wall, but you can kind of see the sort of aggression that he can have if nobody's on top mid already. And now he's just going to keep his zone. He's not going to let anyone get too close to him. He's not going to feed while his team is spawning back in. He's just going to get his special. And they were talking a lot about this particular utility of Booyah. You can actually throw it over the top here. This one is, I think, pretty practical. There's one that he does later on just to flex, where he tries to go straight over the top. But this one right here clears out their entire tee. And so now you can see he's going to go in. He knows someone got pushed forward up onto here, but he also knows that there's someone up top, and so he can't push it yet. And I think it's that discipline to know that someone's on top mid, even though, you know, ooh, I displaced someone. Maybe I can go for this. Nope, nope. It's still not safe to advance into that zone. It's that discipline that is really impressive to me about this game for him. He knows there's someone up there. Even though he displaced someone, even though he used a special, he's seeing, okay, I'm not going to be able to get anything out of this special. I'm going to cut my losses and not die. Sharking here. He's not going to just rush in and give himself away. He's in a 2v4, but seeing that these players aren't really paying a lot of attention to him, he's going to poke a little bit, get them to look this direction, and then he's going to swim backwards. They've got armor. He's going to poke in a little bit, but then, see, he's got his escape route painted, and he knows, okay, this guy's pushing in a lot harder. I'm just going to take their snipe. And he has teammates who are ready to kind of back him up with that. One of them goes in. He's able to at least get the trade back, unfortunately. Oh, no, that is a good one, because I think his teammates got the other guy on the other side. Let's see. So he can't really quite see what's going on here. He's got two teammates on T, and one is up here. Okay, they were able to get a pick, and he's able to help this guy get the second one, so it's a 2-for-1. He knows there's still someone up there. He's throwing that bomb. They've dropped down. Now he's able to get this person before they're able to get up to top mid, and now it should be pretty safe for him to move forward. Notice, during that entire fight, there were multiple opportunities for him to hard engage someone, but instead of doing that, he just kept his range and worked with his teammates, let his teammates go in first because they're better equipped to be frontline weapons. And he got a couple of picks, kept himself safe, and got the zone capped. So now he might look for this flank here. No, actually what he's doing is he's looking for this silly booyah bomb he's about to throw. He's trying to get basically the same exact angle as before. I think in chat he was actually betting with someone like, hey, if I hit this shot, someone owes me a gift sub. Something like that. Something that I want to point out, about top players is that they're not always trying their hardest, You can't just take every single thing a top player ever does as gospel. You can't always look at them and, expect that this is totally serious gameplay. Sometimes when you're watching their stream, they're messing around a little bit. They're playing a weapon they wouldn't normally play, or they're taking risks they wouldn't normally play to go for the content, rather than playing the safe, strong way that they would in a tournament setting. And I think this Booyah Bomb is kind of an example of that, right? Like, I half expect there are a bunch of 12 and 13-year-olds who are watching his stream who are going to go and try and start throwing that Booyah Bomb now. Like, oh, I saw Kiver do it. It's optimal. Not exactly. So they do actually... Did they get someone with that Booyah Bomb? There's no way. How does that guy go down? They throw it there. Oh my goodness. They actually did catch someone with it. The madman. I don't know. Maybe I should eat my words. Maybe everyone needs to be learning this angle for throwing Booyah Bombs. So Booyah Bombing that particular part of the map is a really strong place. And it's very much in keeping with the principle I was talking about earlier. Let's say you put a Booyah Bomb right about here. Ideally, you want it here, because what happens in this position is nobody can hide in this corner. If they want to get out, they have to both paint the wall and climb up the wall, and they might not have the time to do that if they don't see it coming over the top like this. So that's probably part of why he gets this pick. If your teammate is pushing in from the right, they have nowhere to go except, again, up a wall, and being on a wall is one of the most vulnerable positions you can be in Splatoon. You're very visible. You can't see other people. It takes a second before you're going to be able to turn around to be able to shoot at them again, and that second is very important because they're landing shots in that time. So your options, if you're on T trying to paint the zone, are, one, you have to abandon the zone unless you drop down onto it, and that's usually not safe. You could push forward on the left, but again, we have teammates pushing in on the right. Or you could back up to a position where you're irrelevant and you have height advantage and you're safe. Or you could drop down back over the ledge, and if someone's pushing you, well, you're kind of stuck at a height disadvantage against them. You might be able to weasel your way out of that because that ledge is really tricky, but none of those positions give you any control over the zone. So without painting the zone, Kiver's Booyah allows his team to paint the zone more than the Booyah would have anyway. And it gets a pick at the same time. Notice he knows where this Tri-Slosher is, and the Tri-Slosher doesn't seem to be acknowledging him. A lot of players in this position would be like, oh, they don't see me. I'm going to go for the pick. He's at a height disadvantage, and maybe the Tri-Slosher does actually see him. It's tough to say. The Tri-Slosher has a really fast kill time. So he's going to keep his range. He's going to stay back. And you can see here, he's immediately going to back up. He's learned his lesson from trying to stay in this position, and especially against a Tri-Slosher. A Tri-Slosher doesn't even have to, get this close. A Tri-Slosher can already hit him if... So we were looking at this position before. So Tri-Slosher is right here. It can slosh up over the top and hit people all in this area, in this 3D space, while Kiver doesn't have line of sight, doesn't have an angle on it. So Kiver's like, nope, absolutely not, nope. He's like, balanced weapon. He's talking about the Tri-Slosher, like, oh yeah, this is totally fair and balanced. He is not going to take that fight because he knows that this weapon has just an overwhelming advantage if he stays and takes the fight. But he is also now making fun of this player because this player is still pushing him. Why is this player still pushing him? there's no reason to push Kiver this far. Now Kiver's at a height advantage. Now they don't actually win the fight. On top of that, where are they pushing Kiver to? Kiver wasn't even in a position where he had control of the zone from back there. If you push Kiver this far away, just take the zone back for a second. Just neutralize it. Make sure you're playing the objective instead of going for kills. Because now you're putting yourself in a 1v1 against one of the better players in the Western scene. Even if they didn't recognize that, this is a K-Pro, and they're able to just... Notice what Kiver does. Notice how he turns his camera. He's right side peeking. A lot of people think about right side peeking as something you can do around walls, but it's also something you can do around ledges you're standing on. So I'm going to switch over really quickly to demonstrate this. So I should pick a weapon that can actually, take advantage of that mechanic. Let's do this. So let's say somebody is below me and I'm trying to shoot at them. If I shoot from this angle, I have to turn this far and be this far over the ledge. If I turn from this angle, I can back up quite a bit more and be a lot less exposed over that ledge. So. Apologies if you're able to hear any of that in the background. Not too much that I can do about that. So, he right side peeks him. Getting on that wall was already insane to me. I can't believe that they went for that. But even pushing about this far, if you're that deep in, you should just back up and go for zone again. Kiver's in a strong position here. This is really hard to push them out of. You can already get the zones. You can see somebody has capped the zone while Kiver was away from it. Not really a reason to commit the resource of yourself to taking this 1v1, which isn't in your favor anymore, and which they lose, and now they're able to maintain zone control. Notice, they were already in the lead, and they didn't have a penalty, so losing that player is really bad in that situation. Somebody drops down onto the zone, I guess. Let's see what they're trying to do here. Because we've got a roller on top mid. So you don't want to be down here already. The K-52 is here. So I guess maybe the Zap is trying to, bomb this player out and rush them, not knowing that Kiver's here. Should they know that Kiver's here, though? I mean, they did just have a player go down on the right. So at the very least, there should be an ouch coming from this direction. There's no way that somebody ouches over here and there's someone not on snipe, right? So this player should have the information that Kiver's at least somewhere in the vicinity. So I'm not really sure why. Okay, maybe they see those shots and they try to push in on him, thinking, oh, he fired that many shots at once. He's not looking in this direction. But Kiver is wise to it, just backs up outside the NZAP's range. Here, the NZAP actually does get into range, but Kiver's already hitting him. And the jump shots here come in clutch. Kiver doesn't even get touched, I don't think. I think it's just enemy ink that is doing damage to him here. I think there's a shot from over the top or something that hits him, but the NZAP basically gets no shots here because Kiver jumps. Jumping, we talk about it a little bit in the strafing video, but the rationale for jumping is you throw off their aim in the early part of the jump, and then in the later part of the jump, you're easier to hit. So you're sacrificing, being easy to hit later for being harder to hit earlier. Since he only needs 2 shots to take this guy out, he's confident that he's going to be able to hit those shots by the time he's on the way down. And he's already got this pick, and you see his feet aren't touching the ground yet. So this was a perfect time for him to just jump over those shots, take the guy out. Now he sees that someone went down over here, and so again, he's not going to disrespect this team's zone. He's recognizing that, some players might go and try and neutralize this zone right now because they want to continue scoring. But if he does that, he's taking his attention away from some place where his teammate just went down. So he's not going to do that. He lets them have the zone back because it keeps him on the map having an impact. And he throws this bomb. So now he knows that everyone who's on top mid knows that he's here. They're going to throw this booyah bomb potentially at him. If they throw it at him, it's kind of a waste because it displaces him for a few seconds and then he's right back in the same spot. The most they could probably do with that is booyah here and then rush him so that they can maybe take high ground and force him away. But if they dedicate someone to doing that for that long, they are probably going to at least let the zone neutralize. They're probably going to let the other team in for too long here. So I'm not sure that that's wise, especially with one player being down. They shouldn't be devoting resources against a team that's 4 up to just chasing someone out of an irrelevant position. So they decide to turn around. Now he also knows that this player is here. They're throwing these burst bombs and he's like, he called that this guy was going to drop so early. I think he called this based on seeing them swim up there. So that's the K-52. Where's the Tri-Slosh come from? He knows that they're up. Okay, so he sees the Tri-Slosh is over there. Okay, and he sees them go up from jail. And he's throwing this bomb. He sees the burst bomb go down, so he knows the Tri-Slosh is up there somewhere close by. So and there's the other burst bomb. So he knows that the Tri-Slosh is there. And as soon as he sees that, he's saying, oh, don't drop on me. Don't drop on me. Tri-Slosher drops on him. Spoilers. Tri-Slosher is trying to force him out of position with the burst bombs and then go down for the pick. But the Tri-Slosher is not in range to hit him anymore. He's way too far back for this to be a good push for the Tri. He's also at height advantage. So this is the easiest pick of his life. We can see kind of where the Tri-Slosher's head was at because of that pick that they got on him earlier. But this is not the same situation. They did not respect the zone control that he had from here. He gets one down. He goes down and paints the zone a little bit. Notice he's still not committing super hard because there might still be... Okay, that player went down just there, I think. Let me see. What happens to the booyah bombing player while this fight is going down? They're missiled probably. So they're probably forced out of position here. And so he knows it's probably safe. He knows that there's someone who dropped down to the right and his teammates are dealing with that. He's going to make sure he's got his escape route. And then he's going to go back in and make sure the zone is actually capped. Part of the reason that he feels comfortable doing that, letting them keep zone, is just that he knows that he's ahead. And so it's going to take them too long to push down to lead. He can afford to take a few seconds to get his position sound, make sure that he's, able to be safe there and keep applying that pressure. And then he goes back in. Okay, so let's see. Why does this booyah bomb go down here? I'm curious about that. So they get a pick. The zone is capped. I guess maybe they're trying to clear people out of the zone, but this is a much less impactful booyah bomb, the one from his Aerospray teammate, because the zone was going to cap already. The enemy team was already pushed back. You already had, players that far forward. Maybe throw it into the middle of the enemy team, and that'll scatter them so that this wave of players who are pushing forward now are going to be able to actually get some picks. Throwing it on the zone accomplishes literally nothing. It's actually a wasted special. It was everything that was painted by the booyah bomb was already purple by the time the booyah bomb landed. Now this booyah bomb, we'll see him get a really cool pick here. He puts it down here. So why here? Well, remember that circle that we drew earlier that blocks them into this corner, that makes it so that this corner isn't safe? From here, the booyah bomb is actually going to expand out to force them right into that corner, and they really can't be anyplace else. It's not quite far enough to splat them if they get in that corner. It'll do some damage, but it won't splat them. But he can throw a bomb in that corner from this position. So check this out. That's really cool to me. And part of the other cool part of it is that it's down below a ledge, so you don't see it expanding up as quickly. One of the nastiest things to do to a backliner is throw the booyah bomb at the wall under them. And a lot of the time they won't actually see it until it expands up through the floor to catch them. They have a lot less time to respond if they didn't see it get thrown already. That was really, really good zone control. So you've got this position right here, which is kind of this diving board that players want to use to get to their zone and try and recap it. And he's in this position here, which means he controls that spot. He has range on anybody who's standing over here. He can't stay here for super long if he gets pushed, but if they're already at arm's length, if they're already at the furthest extent of his range. And he knows that they are because there are only 2 up. There's 1 over here, and then there's this guy respawning. So he knows he can just shoot at them, and he's going to hit them before they hit him. This guy needs to like drop down and come up over the ledge to be able to catch him, and this is a really risky play because as soon as they come over the ledge, they might not see anybody looking at them. So they have to drop down here. He gets a pick out of that. Super easy. They keep zone, and they're still at a numbers advantage. Zone got neutralized there, and he's not super worried about it because his job is to get picks. He can't paint super well. These weapons are probably going to outpaint him. He wants to zone them away rather than outpaint them. Remember, if it goes to neutral and he's trying to outpaint them, he's going to lose. We talked about that with the comps earlier. So he's trying to keep them away from the zone rather than trying to outpaint them on the zone. And what this position lets him do is cover this area right here. This is all purple. If they push into this, it's going to take a while. But if they try to go here, which is the one area they've got painted, that's what he has to cover. So he makes sure that nobody's trying to push over to the right. He kind of herds them over to the left, and then he just pre-fires. He's not even particularly aiming at anything right now. Once he starts hitting shots, he'll keep aiming in that direction, but he's not really that concerned about hitting someone. He's more concerned about them getting into a position he doesn't want them to be in. So, now what gets him out of this position? The problem for him here is that someone throws a bomb behind him, and also his feet are starting to get painted. If he stays here, this suction bomb behind him splats him. So he has to take another position. He decides to drop down because he's got this wall for cover. He's got a lot of purple paint in front of him, so he's going to have a little bit of extra reaction time if someone tries to push forward. They can't just swim at him. They have to paint first and then swim at him, and that gives him plenty of time to get picks. So from here, especially with a teammate with a slosher that's going to be able to flush people out over walls, he's going to be able to shoot at either the left side or the right side of this wall and clear people out of here. I like that he hops up onto this railing. That's something I don't do enough. That gives him just a little bit of extra height advantage for just an extra second before he drops down. And, you know, if a weapon can get in close range at you, that's a problem because it's a big commitment to be on top of this. And dropping down takes a little longer if you're there. But remember, he's the longest range weapon here, so he's zoning them out here. He's using that extra little bit of range to compensate for the fact that he can't let them get too close. So, why is he rotating here? Well, he knows that there's a slosher above him. They've got height advantage, and they're going to be able to throw fizzies at him. He doesn't want to stay there for too long. They start to threaten him. He starts to move back. And you can see, okay, yeah, they throw a fizzy. This is where it ends up. I don't want to be in that blast zone. There's not really anything I can accomplish. I'm going to go back to my happy place. And he does go back there, and his teammate's able to get the tri-slosh. He would have been able to follow up if his teammate hadn't shot blocked him. And because his team was in position to hit, his teammate was in his position to hit those shots, the shot block is fine. So they've got that player down. Now he has to back away, obviously, because there's a booyah bomb here. And this isn't a bad booyah bomb, I would say, but his teammate is already in position with another booyah bomb to just counter it right away. I don't think the booyah bomb gets anybody. Let's see if it does. I have a feeling that this booyah bomb might have been a little bit better served further in front of him. No, actually, this is smart because as soon as this player drops from the booyah, if somebody is able to swim past it, they're just on top of him already. So he had to do that to cover himself from being rushed right away. And now they're backing up a little bit. They were able to get someone. That's 2 down. All they have to do is really just paint the zone here. Now, the arrow spray chilling on the zone is not a great play because if that arrow spray gets splatted on the zone, they paint the zone for the enemy team. But he comments, actually, the arrow spray is just chilling here. The nice thing about the arrow spray being here is that they're at an angle that not even the tri-slosh is going to hit, sloshing up over this wall. So I think they're looking for a shark, but now they start painting it. And now it's really hard for the enemy team to get in a position to get rid of this guy before the 2 seconds are up. They do actually get him, but they're not able to cap the other zone in time, and so it ends up working out. That's the kind of play you really only want to make when you're that close to a knockout. I tend to play a lot more aggressively towards the very end of a match if, you know, we've got the lead and we just need to hold them off, because if they spend time fighting me, they're not spending time on the objective, right? So even though the arrow spray was in a position that, given the full amount of time for that position to play out, that's a bad play because they're just going to get, rushed. They're stuck in a corner. They're on the zone, so they're going to paint the zone when they die. Knowing that the other zone was painted and putting up just that extra little bit of resistance on that zone, that kept the game in Kiver's team's favor for long enough that they were able to come away with it. So remember what I was talking about with, being disciplined and keeping your zone? We saw a couple of instances where Kiver got a little bit too carried away and took positions that were too aggressive. And then he traded. But when he kept himself safe and, made sure he always had an escape route, made sure he was always in a position where he had impact and pressure, KA, he kind of popped off. Way higher than anybody else on the other team. We could see, the Tri-Slosher was getting some good picks, but he's clearly, a little bit above the other players in terms of the impact he's having on the match with splats. And so that's something that I'm trying to take away from this, that like if I'm playing a weapon like a K-Pro that has just a little bit more range, that I want to abuse that range. I want to make sure that like I'm making someone else push into me when I take a fight instead of rushing into a fight that looks like it could be winnable, where it looks like they're not watching, in favor of taking the slightly safer route and just making a power play once I have Booyah Bomb, once I have an escape route, once I've rigged everything in my favor more, the fights should come easily. I don't have to force them. I can just use my range to get those picks rather than trying to make them happen artificially. All right. So really appreciate having you on the show, Kiver. Super happy that you were totally willing to collab with us because we're so cool and top level. So thank you for submitting your footage directly and DMing me like you did. And yeah. Anyway, that gives us 10 minutes. We can play a couple of rounds before we close the stream out. Let's have some recess. Quick respawn stealth jump was actual meta. Yes, it was. Because it was way better. Both of those were way better. Stealth jump made it, I believe, so that the jump was completely invisible. And quick respawn activated even if you splatted someone, unlike in this game. In this game, if you get a pick, you no longer have the effects of quick respawn if you go down. So, like, going in and trading is worse than you'd think it would be. It's not like you can just go in and feed and expect you're helping. If you get a splat, even just one splat, it's not worth it anymore. You're not getting the benefit, I should say, out of having quick respawn. So between those two insane, buffs to it from Splatoon 2, going back to Splatoon 1, if you want to think about it like that, what you would do in tower control is everyone would run quick respawn and quick super jump, and as soon as anyone got on tower, they would just stay there, and everyone would super jump to it. And as soon as someone went down, you would just super jump back to the tower and keep it moving. And you literally couldn't splat them off the tower fast enough a lot of the time. It was so obnoxious to watch. What if you just jump? I wish I still had the context for that question, because that sounds like a good question. I don't actually know why it censored that, Fia, but I'm going to assume it's for good reason. I don't know that word, but I don't know. Maybe it's like a slur in another language or something. Couldn't say. What? Have to go. See you later. All right. Thanks for joining us, Fishy. Hope to see you next time. So anybody else want to join us here? We've got 5. Another 1 would be excellent because that way we're going to be able to have 3v3s. If anybody does... Well, yeah, okay, now you've said the word, Fia. Now if it's a slur, everyone's going to go and look it up or something. That was the point of me not saying it. Anyway. Alright, Koru says they're down. If only that real gem person was still here to fill the last slot. And Fia will join in a second. Awesome. So that's 3 people. Oh, no, wait. Chibi, you're already in here. If only that real gem person was still here. They are here. You silly goose. Ew, that is interesting. I just got an invitation to be scrim partners with someone. Cool, cool, cool. I'll have to remember to respond to that. Alright, I know people are coming, so I'm just going to chill here for a minute and wait for them. Accusing me of impersonating you? Why would I ever? Wildcats? What? I'm very confused. All right, we've got 3v3. So if it's Sophia would be the 7th currently. I'm just gonna get things started here. We'll play some games. Reef Zones is an interesting map mode. Let's run it. This might have been a mistake in terms of matchmaking. I'm looking at this now. So somebody pick my weapon really quick. What am I playing? First weapon somebody reads, I'm playing. Okay, Chibi. If you insist. We're gonna plan to die a lot. A lot. We're just gonna do something like that. Too slow, Koru. Alrighty. Scooch this back over here. Maybe a little bit of tilt. Not too much tilt, because then we run out of green screen. My green screen is actually fairly small. At some point I should look into getting a bigger one. Alright. Just waiting on Koru here. There it is. We'll do one more after this to make sure, because I know Fia is joining. I want to give Fia a chance to be able to play, even if we don't have an 8th. On standby, perfect. Nope. Do this. Let's get lazy with it. Oh, this. Oh. I totally just stood on a bomb. That's a whoops. Oh. I just gotta hit shots. What is... An auto bomb from all the way across the map is what got me? I figured it just got shot. Well, we'll hit him eventually. Darn. Oh, that hits from that far away. Okay. Oopsie daisies. Should be able to get zone capped off that good. Applied penalty, albeit not a big one. Nice. Solo whistling me. Very pog. Love to see it. Hey. You're supposed to get splattered. You're supposed to be a cracked Charger player. For the fans. I guess they backed up. It's hard to hit someone over this angle. Where people need me. I go. Oh, drop over, drop over. Oh, you dropped the wrong way. You're supposed to get splatted by my suction bomb. Cracked Charger player? Is that a challenge? How is that a challenge to you? I'm saying I'm a cracked Charger player. Which I'm not, by the way, just in case that wasn't clear. I hit 2 shots that entire game. It was joke. Okay. Let's go zone or tower starfish. And now I will commentate. Tower Starfish. And again, I didn't really mess with the matchmaking at all, but I think it's a little bit fairer this time around. This definitely isn't terrible. And Fia, of course, a Charger player, would be something of a counter if Devi decided to bring the Hydra out. Not entirely a counter, but I think we've done pretty well here. The sabotages. If I'm being real, I just forgot to turn them back on. There are only so many times that I actually like using them. As we found out, that I think the content is actually better when I'm able to play the game the way that I want to. But I mean that round was basically a sabotage. You made me play GooTuber. And that was the point. Cracked is a relative term. Oh, so you're pulling the get good video on me, huh? I'm a hypocrite for calling someone cracked. See, my take is that cracked is just a compliment. It's always a compliment. It's not like the word good where you hold yourself to that standard. I must be cracked. Like, who says that? I mean, who says I must be good? But shh. You get my point. Okay. So we're all converging on mid here, trying to establish control. Devi going up. Ooh, looks like we've got a little sneaky snake going on over here on the left-hand side. Devi with a great flank. The rest of the team moving in. Great patience on their part to wait to take the fight until she was in position. Beautifully executed flank by the entire yellow team. Yes, the entire team was involved with that flank there. That is the way that all flanks should be played, with full team involvement. So awesome work there. Fia trying to get set up on lights here. Heka going to interrupt that with a Rapid Blaster, the ultimate backline annoying device. And they close in. North doing a great job of jumping out. Heka, unfortunately, not so lucky. Or no, that's Koru, I think. Not so lucky, going down to that. So now we're on defense mode. The tower is picked off. So now it is 3v1. Chibi going to be forced to back up here, but going to try and be a little bit annoying. Oh, it looks like they're actually going for jumps here. This is really risky, putting Devi into this position. It does not pay off. Devi goes down right away, and Chibi going to go down soon after. So blue team or purple team going to be able to push out a little bit. Heka right at the edge of the ink there, probably getting a little bit close and might get rushed here by Beyond Destroyer. Oh no, I don't think they knew. They do pick him off anyway, though. And so now this is 3v2. Devi just going to sit here in flank position, knowing that there's not really much she can do for the time being. Might be able to stall a little bit right now, but I think that might have been a little early to go in. Rest of the team is starting to get into position. Chibi with a clutch 1v1, especially with Fia watching at the same time, able to clear out the tower. And they're going to be able to collapse on North here, so North jumps out wisely. Beyond Destroyer jumps in unwisely. I've been liking North's patience here. Jumping out in positions where they know that they're at a disadvantage. I wish I had that kind of patience to always watch for those positions and not go for them. So Chibi sitting in a sharking position, waiting to see if anyone pushes into Chibi. Devi goes in and might be a little bit on the early side. She is able to make it out, and Chibi is able to go in and help out as well. Chibi and Devi both going to collapse in on Beyond Destroyer here. They're making good plays, but they're not getting picks just yet. Oh, and there's the Ray from Fia. That should shut down the tower push. Chibi is able to get in there, though, and gets 2 picks before she goes down herself. North, in position to defend, actually jumps out there, knowing that there was a 2v1. Decides to regroup with the team, but the entire yellow team able to regroup in the meantime. Both of them go down on the way in. That was actually one position where I feel like the Tri-Slosher might have needed to stay in and try and go for a pick, just using the Tri-Slosh's innate, fast kill time and everything, because coming from over the ledge with the rest of the team watching at that point, I think that gives them too much time to set up on the tower. But great flanking between Devi and Chibi. They're working together really well, and Heka being very annoying, keeping Fia suppressed in some crucial situations there. Knew I should have brought Object Shredder. All right. That's going to be it for Squid School for the day. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Appreciate all of you being here to play with us and also hang out in the chat and everything. I do want to point out, we didn't have a VOD review person today, but if you would like to be one, if you'd like for me to watch your footage instead of some other recorded footage, and give you individual tips, please, please, please get into our Discord server and DM me about it. I would be happy to bring on live human beings. In fact, I prefer it. Not to say Kiver isn't live, but he wasn't here. I'd love to have someone on who is able to ask questions, someone that we're able to work one-on-one with, someone I can tutor, so to speak. That is my preferred way to run the show. Obviously, if there are any particular topics you'd like me to cover, I'd be happy to do that. Devi has offered to do an episode on backlining in general at some point in time here, and I think that would be pretty helpful because she's got a perspective on that role that I don't, and so bringing her on I think would be useful. But anything that you would like to see me go over, even if it's not necessarily your footage, maybe if it's a team, maybe if it's from a tournament or something, anything you'd like me to look at, I'd be happy to put on the show. So just hit me up on Discord, DM me something, and we'll get you set up for the next week. So With that all being said, we're going to start closing things out. A quick reminder that Warzone Wednesday going to be tomorrow. So check that out if... Oops, nope. Pause there. So check that out if you're interested in Call of Duty Warzone. We're going to have a special guest who is a collegiate Call of Duty player. So that should be interesting to watch and get that perspective on the scene. And we also have a Mario Kart VEO for Columbia State Community College on Friday. So you will see, I believe, me there casting that. I'm either casting it or TOing it. I don't remember which one. But I'll definitely be there and have my hands in that one way or another. So hope to see you there as well. Have a good one, everybody. We'll see you next week.